Hey guys, what's up? Excuse me. Okay, so for those of you who do not know, today marks the 1 year anniversary of the first actual review I uploaded on my channel. That review being my review of the Hatchet trilogy. So in honor of my 1 year anniversary of becoming a review channel and actually becoming somewhat popular, I decided I'd review a movie that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a few people have actually suggested I watch, and that I was planning on watching for my 200th horror film review, but fuck it, I'll just watch something else. So, tonight's movie is a found footage exploitation horror film from 2003, directed by Fred Vogel, director of August Underground, and tonight's movie is August Underground Mordum. Considered the most disturbing out of the entire trilogy, which I will cover the third one just because I feel like covering it. This film follows two friends, and they bring along a newcomer to go on a killing spree. The film opens with one of the killers walking up the stairs into a bedroom where he films through the place where a knob should be on the door, but there's no knob. The character yells at these two people fucking, and the chick's fucking her own brother, and he chases her, and then that kid skips to later, and he chases her into the basement with the camera, where they continue to argue and scream, and then she cuts herself across the stomach with a razor. And then they get to a crack house, but it's kind of hard to tell where they're going, because how dark and shitty the movie looks. They kill this guy by beating him to death with a hammer. They find the guy's friend dead, and they say that these people are completely fucking sick. That's kind of ironic, considering they're the ones that are a lot sicker than these crackheads. I mean, they're kidnapping, raping, torturing, disemboweling, and vomiting on their victims. That's a lot more sick than living in an abandoned house and doing crack. So, yeah. There's an argument about stripping corpses to make it easier to dismember them. They scream and yell. There's footage of the chick cutting herself and then harassing her victims who she locked in coffins, letting them out to make their victim masturbate the female killer and then rape her. Yeah, stuff happens. And then there's more victims in coffins, and they force a guy to cut off his own dick, and then they fuck the female victim with the guy's severed dick. I'm not joking. They attempt to rob a store and film it, only for the owner to force them out and leave. They eat at a restaurant. They go back to the basement where two more victims are forced into lesbianism and vomiting on each other. Please do not bring Lucifer Valentine into this. This movie was bad enough. So, that goes on for a while. Already a half an hour into the movie, and the girls are crying and being very annoying. Same goes for the killers. The annoying part, that is. There's more vomit, nudity, torture, laughter. The torture continues with some cutting. One girl has her intestines cut out, and the other one's suffocated. And then the one who had her intestines cut out is fucked through the hole in her stomach. It wasn't that shocking in Tumbling Doll of Flesh, and it isn't that shocking here. And that's really where I just ended it, because I was so done with writing. Probably the most realistic simulated snuff film I've ever seen. It's just too bad that the real thing isn't entertaining or enjoyable to watch at all. Maybe it would be if this film wasn't shot on a VHS camcorder from the early 80s, and maybe if the characters weren't so annoying and constantly screaming and being obnoxious and yelling, combined with their vocabulary, which probably consists of 50 words, and most of them being fuck, shit, or variations of the two words. I'm pretty sure that covers dialogue, lighting, camera work, writing, and acting. All that's really left for me to cover is the effects, the disturbing level, the gore, and then I will wrap it up. The effects are the centerpiece of this film. They are well done on a very small budget, only a budget of about $300, which is a very small budget. When compared to the first film, this one at least isn't as slow or as boring as the first film was. Still not much of an improvement. The film is also very over the top in the terms of simulated snuff, and again, that doesn't really mean much when you're talking about simulated snuff films. Still definitely better than the Vomit Gore trilogy or Begotten or the last half of Subconscious Cruelty. This movie is often called disturbing, and I'd have to say if I saw this movie maybe a few years ago, I probably would have said this is probably the most disturbing movie I've ever seen. But having been exposed to a lot of violence and gore and disturbing movies, I found this at least to be a 6 out of 10 on the disturbing scale. Really, I mean, if you're new to disturbing and extreme cinema and you're like, okay, I'm gonna watch like one of the most infamous ones, Underground Mordum first. Don't. Go with stuff like I Spit on Your Grave and Last House on the Left. Go with that stuff and like Cannibal Holocaust and Faces of Death first. Go with that before you go with this crap. On the gore meter from 1 to 10, 1 being something like The Corpse Grinders and 10 being something like Brain Dead, this movie's a 8. Really, really graphic film. But again, that isn't a good thing on this film's part. I mean, we're talking necrophilia, torture, murder, vomiting on people, self-mutilation, rape, pedophilia, and dead babies covered in maggots. I cannot suggest this film to anyone. Honestly, at least it's not as boring as the first one, but it's still just as bad, maybe even worse than the first one. Not really worth anybody's time, and I'm sad I wasted my time on this heap of shit. 1 out of 5 stars. Anyway, guys, I'm Biscuit Boo, 6'9", celebrating 1 year of reviews, 1 year of you guys, well, some of you guys being subscribed to me, and hoping that maybe, just maybe, my channel could become a little bit more popular. I'd like to thank everybody who's subscribed, liked, watched my videos, and I think most of all, I'd like to say, I don't know what I'd do without my channel. My channel and my movie watching and my reviews, they take up a lot of my free time, and I enjoy doing them. And I'm glad that you guys enjoy them. So thank you for watching. This is Biscuit Boo, 6'9", signing off. Peace.
You're listening to a demo for